What's up, guys? Skittlerampage here. So this is going to be a first kind of like thought video and what I think might be in the Marvel's 1939 established, or whatever they want to call it, box. First up is Doctor Doom. And there's actually 5 contents in the box, by the way, guys. So there could be 2 pops in here. But first up, maybe I think they might do a new Doctor Doom pop, because I think we have 3, which consist of a regular Doom, a black and white Doom, and then a metallic Doom. I think there's 3. There might be one more, but I feel like another Doctor Doom is probably overdue by now. They've made so many new characters, and they've made so many old characters and remade them, because recently they just did Iceman, Deadpool, Wolverine. So I feel like, why wouldn't we get a Doctor Doom pop? So next up on the list, Galactus. Now, I feel like we are probably way overdue for Galactus. He is like the #1 villain in Marvel. So it's kind of silly that we haven't gotten one yet. I don't know, there were some rumors about a Galactus pop. Nothing true, but there were rumors. I will tell you guys that. And that, I mean, that's possible. We could get one 6-inch pop and 4 other items in there. That, like, a 6-inch Galactus would be awesome, I feel like. I don't know much about him other than his power. He gets power from feeding off worlds, but otherwise, I believe he's not very hostile in itself. I think that's what somebody told me, that he's not really like the fighter kind. He uses the planets as a food source, so he's not, I guess, not intentionally trying to kill people, maybe. I don't know. He's still destroying lives, so I don't really know much about him, but that would still be an awesome pop to get in the box. Okay, guys, so next up on the list, I actually have to look up some of these characters because I don't know who they are, but Mephisto, he is an extra-dimensional demon whose origin is unknown. He rules a Fury pocket dimension that he calls Hell or Hades. So basically, he's just a demon who rules hells, but any character that I do not know, I want to know about from you guys, so tell me down below more about each character, because there's a couple on here that I do not know anything about, but I have heard of them. Okay, guys, so next up on the list is Dormammu. We all learned about him a little bit in Doctor Strange. I do not think we got a Dormammu pop in the Doctor Strange line itself, but I still think it would be a really cool one, and I felt like it was an honorable mention. Though I do not know much about him, I really just know that he is, from here, what it says is a dark dimension, is incredibly powerful, and, the incredibly powerful being has ominous plans for Earth and those who live. Okay, guys, so next up on the list is MODOK. Now, I do believe we do not have a MODOK pop just yet, so that's why I felt like he was a cool mention. He was designed by AIM, which I just learned about, and origin is Tales of Suspense. And then he is a mental organism designed only for killing. And that's what I think that's what MODOK stands for. And then some of his powers, just to tell you guys, superhuman intellect, we knew that, just look at his head. Exceptional ability to calculate probabilities and psionic powers. Next up on the list, guys, is Abomination. Now, we all know who Abomination is. I mean, if you've seen The Incredible Hulk, the 2008 movie, that movie was amazing. That's one of my favorite Hulk movies, and I love the fight between him and Abomination. I didn't really like how Abomination looked, because he literally looked like an abomination, which is obviously what they were going for, but I felt like he could have been done better. But I did really enjoy the movie, and that Ed Norton is one of my favorite Hulks. But Abomination, I don't think we have an Abomination pop, so we're probably due for one right now. So for this one, I know we have a Red Skull pop already, and then we also have Stonekeeper, which is basically Red Skull, just the Stonekeeper. But, I mean, the Red Skull pop is like $400. Stonekeeper is like almost $100, so I just feel like Funko is just like, hey, give them a Red Skull, they need one. And I feel like we're overdue for a different variant of Red Skull. I feel Red Skull, not Skull, Red Skull, but I feel like that would be really, really cool for them to kind of revamp this pop and give everyone else a chance to get one. So this is another one that we already have, and most of these we do have these characters already, but I feel like maybe they might be revamped and shown in different costumes or older character forms, things like that. But Ultron, I feel like we should we're overdue for another Ultron pop. I think the only one we have is the Age of Ultron one. And, I mean, I feel like we should get a comic Ultron. I mean, the Age of Ultron one was cool, and that's a great movie, but we should get a comic Ultron. I feel like we probably won't get another Loki pop. We have so many already, so it really doesn't make any sense for them to make one, but I feel like maybe a comic version of Loki may be looking a little different. I don't think they could change very much, to be honest, just because he's so similar to the MCU one that, I mean, they did a great job with that, so I doubt there's much they could change, but I mean, who knows? It's Funko. They like giving us a million variants of one character. So here's another one, guys. It is Mr. Sinister. Now, I do not think we have one. I thought we had one, but I mixed him up with Morbius because they kind of look the same. They both kind of look vampiric, but I feel like Mr. Sinister would be an awesome. The only place I know him from is Deadpool, the Deadpool game. That's how I learned about him ever. So the Deadpool game is really, really fun for those who have not played it, but he is a really cool villain, and he's like the perfect villain for Deadpool. It's insane. I think we already have a Sabretooth, and we have one from the X-Men, but I feel like maybe we might get another Sabretooth, maybe the comic version, and I feel like maybe in his yellow suit, because I think the other one's like bluish, I want to say, off the top of my head. I didn't look it up. I've just grabbed some images from Google for all of these, but I feel like maybe Sabretooth might be in there, just based off, this is kind of based off the 80 years pops they've released so far. It's kind of like revamping the same characters just in their old suits, so I feel like maybe Sabretooth might be in there. Okay, guys, so we do not have a Sentinel pop yet, but I felt like that would be really, really cool. I would love to see a moment of Wolverine cutting one's head off, but Sentinels are very, very big characters in X-Men for those who do not know, and I'm assuming it's probably in other Marvel portions, but the only thing I remember Sentinels from is X-Men and the X-Men movies. They teased it in, I think, Days of Future Past, so I think the Sentinels are really, really cool. I do not know much about them in the comics, just based off the movies is what I know them from. Now, another one I thought I would just throw in would be Bullseye. I know we have one from Daredevil. We have the comic one already, a 2-pack, and then we also have, I think we have it from Daredevil itself. Did we ever get a Daredevil pop, like the TV show pop? I don't think we did, because that was like season 2 or 3 or whatever season they're on now, but this one's like one of those maybes now, but I felt like he was one I should throw in there. Now this one is Kang the Conqueror. Now I have no idea who this is, but I got this, I got my list based off characters that I knew and that were popular, and I already had pops made and that would be ideal to revamp, and then I also got these off like different top like villain Marvel lists, so they're just kind of all from all over the place. But tell me down below who Kang the Conqueror is. I want to know more about him. So as you guys know, Mandarin, he was in Iron Man 3, but it's not really the Mandarin we wanted exactly. This is the comic book version of Mandarin, and the only reason I knew about Mandarin was I saw an animated movie with Iron Man, and that was like the animated series or whatever it was called, where Tony went to like China or whatever country it was, and he went up against the Mandarin who had all the rings and things like that. So I learned a little bit about that, but I know he's kind of a powerful foe, so, and we're probably overdue for a pop for him as well, and I would love to see him in the suit with all the rings. Now, probably one of my favorite Marvel villains is Dr. Octopus, and especially with him being a Spider-Man villain. I would love to see another Dr. Octopus pop. I think we only have one, and it is from Marvel Comics, and it is pretty much this one itself, this character version of him right now, but we could see another one. I know there's like tons of variants of him that they could do, so I would love to see another Dr. Octopus. I feel like maybe if I got that and maybe like a new, well, there wouldn't be Spider-Man in box because he's not a villain, but that would probably start my Spider-Man collection, maybe. I'm not really sure yet. Probably also one of my favorite Marvel villains as well is Mystique. Like, who doesn't love Mystique? Jennifer Lawrence did amazing as her on live action X-Men movies. So I have not seen her in any of the animated movies or animated shows. I don't think, at least, but we do have one pop of her, but I mean, there's tons of different variants they could make, so who knows? Maybe we'll see another Mystique pop. Now, another one I do not know is a Super Skrull. We do have some Skrull pops from the Captain Marvel line, I believe, but I felt like Super Skrull, it was on one of the lists as pretty high ranking, so I figured, why not just throw him in there? And you guys can tell me a little bit down below about him. So another one is Lady Deathstrike. Now, I do not know much about her, but she kind of reminds me of Deathstroke, and she's basically gone up against X-23 a lot, from based off all the images I've seen, and Wolverine. So I guess she's kind of like them. Maybe, does she have like adamantium as well? Are those what those are? Or those are just like katanas, or not katanas, but like what those things are called. You guys know what I'm talking about. So one of my favorite villains from the X-Men movies has always been Magneto. Come on, like, it's Magneto. He was always great in the live action movies. When he went up against Wolverine as well, great. But yeah, I would love to see another Magneto pop, because I think we have two. I think we have a metallic Hot Topic exclusive one, or that might actually be the only one, and then we might have another one. I'm not sure, but I know we have the Metallic Hot Topic exclusive one, but I feel like maybe we could get another one. Who knows? Last but not least, we have Kingpin, and I would love to see Kingpin from the comics. He is definitely one of my favorite Spider-Man villains as well, and he's also a Daredevil villain, which I found weird how he's both, but whatever. But we have one from Daredevil, the TV show, but we do not have one from the comic, I think, and they did announce that there is going to be a Kingpin pop, but I don't know if it's maybe going to be in this box or well, I don't think they'd announce that. So I'm not really sure on that, but we could see a Kingpin pop. Who knows? Okay, guys, so tell me down below what you think might be in this box. What did you think of this video? If you did enjoy it, please leave a like. I kind of tried my best to grab some honorable mentions and things that I might thought, like characters I might think might be in the box. I'm not really sure. There's so many characters to pick from, so I picked the best ones I could possibly. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. See you guys in the next one. See you guys later. Bye.